We were muted.
Now it's high.
Hello, how's it going?
How are you? O que foi, Stella? I don't know if I can
Uh,
see her because
Yeah,
I think she's...
I'm just fixing something that I just remembered I forgot to fix.
What?
This thing here.
Yeah, just a second.
Oh, I did take it off. Right, so I'm just,
Being crazy.
yes,
That's what it is.
it's fine. Okay, good. So, how's it going? Hi, Tommy, your first time here.
Hello.
Happy to see you here.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes, I recognize you from Etsy.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So let's just give people a while to join.
Yes.
Stella is growling.
Yes.
I have absolutely no
So
idea
if you don't know
why.
her, this is our dog.
Yes. She's
She
always here
participates.
working with us.
Yeah.
What is it that you want? I have no idea.
She wants to bite the people.
Yes, that's what she likes to do. Look. And she's munching it. She's sleepy. And just like human kids, I'll say.
Yeah.
She gets angry when she's sleepy. She's like, I want to play. I don't want to sleep. And then it takes her a while to chew.
Yeah. Like,
So that's what's
fine.
happening. Like, that's okay. And then she just basically faints.
Yes.
So pretty. How are you guys doing?
Right.
We have Yeshua with us today. Well, we do have him all the time, but today he's at the center of the stage, just like he likes to be. So,
I think it might be a little delayed.
I think it's always delayed. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
My God, I almost dropped my water. Desculpa. Fica brava assim.
All right.
I'm gonna open it here on my phone just to check.
Just so we know if it's delayed
Yes,
or not.
If it's delayed, if it's working or
Yeah.
not.
Technology this week was
So, really weird.
really, yeah, behaving a little annoyingly.
Pega ela.
Yes, come here.
Do this.
Yes.
Here but driving. Hi, Julie.
Hello.
Seems to be
Nice.
not so delayed,
Yeah.
at least not on my phone. If it's super delayed for you guys, maybe refresh it.
Yes.
And it should be, yeah, it doesn't look like it's super delayed. Just a little bit. Happy Easter, Dawn. I have something here to show you. Look what I got. A box of dishes,
Finally, it's not toilet.
It's been a few years.
Paper towels that you
Yes.
that you usually use, and she's like, "This is so much softer."
Like, yeah, because it's
Yeah.
meant for your face, and the other one is meant to like clean stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
excuse me.
No delay. Okay.
That's
oh my
nice.
God, Stella loves it though.
She
And-
loves
yeah.
the go. Oh.
She likes to take it from your face while you're
Yes.
using it. Anyways, are we celebrating Freaky Friday?
Yes, that's what he called it, isn't it? Yeshua, he has no
No
filters anymore with us, which
Yeah.
is good. So we are celebrating our third anniversary of the 613 family, at least as we know is a 613 because we've been here since we were born, of course. But anyways, and it's so exciting to be here and be able to be doing this and to have, you know, our family grow and also to grow the connections that we have with each other.
Yes.
Also, you know, it makes me so happy to see all of you here and to feel your presence. So thank you very much for being here with us and for, you know, being a part of our journeys. I think I was talking to, I think it was Jeff today in our session, how we, it was very briefly, but how you guys get to see us in our spiritual journey, you know, evolving is what I'm gonna call it, and growing and changing and shifting and healing and doing everything because we are so often on camera. Stella wants to play with my crystal and she's like, what is this fascinating thing? Ai, pode brincar sim. So we feel very fortunate and very grateful for all of you being here with us and supporting us in this journey as we get to play this game together. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. We do have some gifts that are already out, to celebrate our, what is the word? Anniversary? That's the word.
Yes.
Yes. So this is something that we posted today, something that we created with the violet flame, and it's on our Patreon for everybody. It's also on our Facebook, and I felt guided to tell you that you can share this wherever and whenever you want, with whoever it is that you want. If you feel like this could help anyone else, any other light workers, even if not from our soul family, I'll say, whoever it is that you feel that may have any benefits from it. It is, I explained all of it. Que foi? Just a second. Can you take her?
Yes.
Let's see if
She wants to be with you today.
No, she wants to. I think she wants to go to the floor and eat whatever it is that is. Oh my God, on the floor. Anyways, excuses. But anyways, it's meant to help you release, let's say, any energy that you might have gathered. I think it was easier for me to kind of channel the information, and it's on the post, but I'm gonna try to rephrase whatever that was. Any excess energy, I'll say, that might be on your body because you're working as an antenna for the collective, to help you release anything that isn't serving you at this moment, to help you reconnect with yourself and ground and transmute any energies that are not really helping you right now. And while also doing this, we are grounding these energies into earth, which means that we are bringing this consciousness, this rise of consciousness, into the planet and to all living beings. So it works in both ways, I'll say. The same way that it's meant to kind of take a burden out of your shoulders, if that's what it feels like for you, or like an excess energy from your body, and release it to earth, and then earth is going to, let's say, distribute and transmute it in whatever direction it needs to go. And it can also work like a world transmutation as well, to help if you feel like connecting with a specific collective on earth and sending this energy to them and working with the violet flame like that. But yeah, everything is written on the post, so it's easier. It's one of the last things that we posted on Patreon and also on our Facebook group and our Discord group, so it's basically everywhere you can find it. So this is one of our gifts, and also there's a blessing that came from guys, like a prayer that you can recite for yourself, you can recite to other people, you can recite to a tree, for example, whatever it is that feels connected to you, that feels aligned to you and resonates, you can use it as, or just say it in your mind, or however again you want to use this. And again, you can meditate with the image, you can let yourself be immersed in the image. There are many light language symbols, you can connect with one or all of them, you can meditate with it, print it and put it on your altars, and however it is that you want to use it. So this is one of the gifts that we have for you. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say.
Let's go back here. Is today Yeshua's true birthday?
He says no. But yes, true. It's a representation of his rebirth in a way. But his true birthday, he says that it is in August, September, around that time, I think. That's what I feel like. It depends on what calendar you're looking at, he's saying, but for most of us, it will be August.
Thank you for sharing it. This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
They were talking about Freaky Friday, and I remember that out of nowhere yesterday I wanted to watch it. Maybe it was Yeshua just
totally just
playing with my head.
Making fun of you, likely, because Stella just slept.
I was going to write, I woke up feeling sad and nostalgic today, so I've printed it and we'll meditate upon it.
Awesome.
Power my bath and dining.
Yes, that's a good idea too. So you can do that with your water and everything. So again, Yeshua is here with us. He is up for your questions. We'll be doing this for about an hour, so take advantage of him, I'll say. He is totally up for that.
Yes.
He loves being center of the stage, as I say. He tends to answer one question by answering everyone else, so that also happens. So if you feel like he's answered your question, just let us know, because that also happens. And I'm asking him if he has anything he wants to say. He's just saying that he's very grateful to be here, very happy that we still enjoy his presence. Are you fishing for compliments, Yashi?
Right,
So
after
that
3
sounds like
years.
that. Yes, exactly. It's like after 3 years and you're still like enjoy, being here with
More
me.
like after 20,000 years. No,
True.
2022 years.
20 mil milhões.
Yes.
Yes. 2000. That is true.
Yeah. I've heard from another channeler. Thank you. I've heard him say September-ish before.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah.
Again, it depends on what timeline you're looking through. There is not one certain answer to that is what is we're gonna get. It depends on what, let's say, what version of him is coming through from which timeline. So for our group, this version of him that tends to come through most, and it does change, different aspects of his same, let's say, collection of souls or his higher self comes through in different ways. Sometimes when I'm channeling him to someone, sometimes a different aspect of him comes through. But for our soul group, we always tend to get this version of him is what comes through, is what I'm gonna say, that he tends to be very soft, very gentle, and also very talkative and very funny. He likes to make fun of everything. He likes to make everything light, and that's the way that he prefers to teach through us, is kind of bringing humor and raising the frequency like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeshua, would you tell us again what you were demonstrating by being nailed to the cross and how we can carry that knowledge and energy forward?
He says that it's a very personal thing, and it will always be personal. So, in truth, it doesn't really mean anything. What he went through is what you go through when you look at that, when you feel that, when you are there. And however it is that you resonate with that moment, it's yours. It's your experience of it. That's what he's saying first. But for him, it was a culmination of his learning and teaching. It was a culmination of his alchemy in that moment, and just a demonstration of how there's so much more than just what your physical eyes and your mind will allow you to create in your reality most of the time. That's one of the things. He also says that his demonstration was one of unconditional self-love and surrender in that moment. And a statement of his connection with Mary Magdalene as well, and their own learnings in their alchemy. But again, it's a very, very personal journey for each one of you. And he understood that even when he couldn't understand it in his mind. He knew it would be what it would be for each one of us, and we would kind of use that in ways that would make sense for us for as long as it would make sense for us to use it like that. So he doesn't want to tell you, basically, what it is meant to mean for you. You need to find that out for yourself. What did that demonstration mean for you? And why would you want to carry that energy forward? That is a good question, right, Yeshi? He's saying that right now it could be a statement of how suffering is not necessary anymore. And he says, I say that every year, at least through these people, I do. I didn't suffer 1 second. I didn't feel pain even, if you can believe that. Because again, we are so much more than we are allowing us to be. So my whole journey was one of that. For those first 30-something years, at least it was, that I ended up being a beacon of hope. And that's what I aim to be in your heart for you. So for you not to look upon those happenings in those few hours that I was nailed to the cross and think that that was my whole life. Not for you to think that I was ever meant to come and save anything or anyone, because it's never the point. You don't need saving. You don't need help. You're not helpless little creatures. You're God. You're God embodied. So what I did for me there was allowing myself to go through whatever that was, with the understanding that I would be made an icon, I would be made an image that wasn't true to myself, but I could surrender to that because my love for you is bigger than my arrogance. So I would let anyone think anything they wanted and then execute anything that they wanted to execute, because I never needed to let anybody do anything. So for me, it was a surrender experience. I need to sneeze.
That's you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. For the whoever is wearing headphones. So that surrender is not only in the physical and how he manifested physically, like literally I couldn't move, I was nailed to a cross, but it was a surrender of all my mental images, of all my perceived limitations and my perceived roles to other people, and a surrender to my own self and what I then wanted to create. So he's saying that perhaps never said that through us, at least, that for him it was like a culmination of all that the beginning of his life had been, which was again imprinted on him so hardly that he was to be a demonstration, that he was to create all that he created and learned all that he could do, right? And with the healing and the miracles and the cross and everything. And in that moment he surrendered himself to his own human wishes of actually having a life, having a human life with his wife and his kids, and doing that. So that is why there are different timelines of this moment, and different channels will channel different things, because it's meant to reach different levels of awareness. But I can tell unto you now that that was me choosing me for the first time, what's felt like my whole life, like truly choosing me 100%. For me to go through that quickening, through that rebirth in that moment, and choose to come back to my physical body so I could actually have a life, so I could actually live life in a human body 100%. That's when he saying that he really knew happiness and fulfillment, because before that moment there was always that kind of nudging energy that kept pulling him to the mission that he said he would accomplish. So there was like this energy, right, that is always kind of pushing you in a certain direction. And he could have chosen to neglect all of that and decided to not do the whole demonstration and not play that role for us and for himself in that moment. But that's not what he wanted to do. So in that moment, it was also him choosing himself, choosing his family, and allowing himself to let go of that image that he had created for himself and that other people had of him and would have for thousands of years. So that didn't mean it was a culmination. The way that he makes me feel is like a culmination of I can allow that to happen and still be me, and still be the weird ass Yeshi that I am, with my own, things that I like and dislike, and my own human self and my own human life. And I can't care anymore what people are going to think or what they're going to feel or what they're going to do from here, because it's not my job anymore. So again, that's why he can't answer to you. What did that mean? It means something for you. And then it changes, and then it means something else, and then it means something else. Because again, it was a very eventful evening, he says, a very eventful afternoon that had a lot of meaning for all of us, and the Christ within us. But in that moment was also him at the same time crowning himself as the Christ and then dethroning himself from any perspective that he needed to be something more than what he wanted to be for him, for his own life and the things that he wanted to build. And he's saying that in so many ways. Don't you all go through that in one way or another? There's this image and this role and the things that you do for each other, with each other, for the collective. But you go through moments and opportunities and doors in your life that will be wide open for you to choose yourself again and again. And it's always the point, because it is done out of love as well. I'm sorry for the gross noise that just happened. That was not intentional.
You're human, it's fine. There's an electric energy coming from my hands. I notice mostly around fire and around my horse, who senses it more than I do. It's been getting strong over the years. What can I do about this? Maybe it's related to excess Weber and grounding. I do so much energetic work though. I'm not a fan of startling my horse.
It's a masculine energy is what I can tell you. And that makes sense with the horse because horses, indifferent of gender, they hold this more masculine, like the true masculine essence is what I feel from them. They are a representation of the masculine, and I think it's kind of a greeting the way that it makes me feel. It's like one energy recognizing the other. That's a part of what is going on, is what he's saying, is what he's showing me. It's like that, oh, I know you kind of energy, you know? And there is also the excess energy, of course, that is going on as well. And again, this can have so many different ways to go about this, but I'm gonna tell you that today I told Flavia that I've been feeling like there's this electricity running down my body these last few days. I don't know how you guys have been feeling. I've been meaning to ask if anyone else is feeling anything, because Flavia and I have both been feeling like so many different things. And again, it's like 72 things, and I can't even begin to tell you, though, oh, it's the moon, is this. It's like the conjunction of all of it is a little overwhelming sometimes. But I've been feeling this, and you know the sensation when there's like a dormant part of your body. It's like you've been sitting for a long time and your leg gets sleepy, is that how you call it? And then you shake the leg and you hit it, and there is like this kind of sensation, and that's how I've been feeling. So it comes from my heart sometimes it comes from the back of my neck, sometimes it comes from my hands, sometimes it comes from my feet, and this just keeps happening. And I was asking Yeshua about it. It's like, what's the deal with this? And he's saying it's just another upgrade. Just let it be, you know, let it be what it is. You know, you don't need to hold it, because it's not gonna help, is what he's saying. So that's why he's not giving like a more straight answer. It's related to the masculine. It's not gonna help to involve your mind too much into this. And for now, let's just help the body cope in whatever way we can. So for example, he's showing me like taking a bath with Epsom salt and sea salt and some essential oils like cedarwood, peppermint, lavender, alecrim, rosemary. That can help to kind of again, it's just about helping your body cope. It's gonna manifest in different ways for different people, but it is like an upgrade, so then you can receive a different form of information in a different way you haven't been able yet. This might take a couple of months. So again, get comfortable with being uncomfortable with the human model, I would say, and allow it to just be what it is for you, and find gentle ways to soothe yourself, basically, right now. That's the best that we can do at this given moment. It's about today. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna get a different message. Maybe in a few days it's gonna be completely different and we'll understand it a little better. But right now, the feeling that he gives me is like, no, it's not gonna help you understand it with your mind. Just know that it's something very good. That's all I can tell you right now. And so convince your body of that in whatever way you can.
The back of my neck, my head, neck area. Yeah, I've been feeling a lot too. I just render and that's all.
Yeah.
I've been feeling that too, down my crown.
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes when I'm, again, most of the time I'll admit I am super disconnected from my body. It's a journey for me, and it's one of the hardest things out doing this embodiment, I'll say, is actually embody. Sometimes I'm so disconnected from my body that I'm not realizing that is happening. And then I think back and I'm like, oh, I'm feeling this. And then I'm like, I've been feeling this. So whenever it is that I'm most relaxed or that I'm most grounded is when I connect better and I feel those things in my body. But it's important for us to find a way to connect better with our bodies. Don't take me as an example. If I can help you and understand you, then do, but it's not great for us to be like that. So finding ways, it's not just about grounding. And sometimes, I mean, we're doing all the things that we can to ground and still we are not truly connected to our bodies, because connecting with our bodies, Yeshua says, comes with the acceptance that you're human, acceptance that your body is vibrating in a denser frequency because it wants to have form and you want it to be in form. So it's not about raising the frequency in a way that is going to alienate you from your body. It's about embodying your self with capital S without the that guillotine kind of hanging over your head, like, oh, you're not spiritual enough and everything, you know, that critical mind that can be so unhelpful. So yeah, that's what he has to say about that right now. Ay, qué linda estás.
The way Yeshua speaks. Yeah.
Sorry.
She was hot, so she had to go there. The way Yeshua speaks just makes everything make sense. Yeah.
Right.
How did Yeshua master embodiment?
He's saying that, if I'm being honest with you, it was easier for me than it is for you. And not for you, like everybody, but for you and me, Jennifer. So that's one of the things. Like, I'm going to preface that, what I'm saying with that, because it wasn't part of my newness, is what he's calling it, and it's not new at all. But let's say that he told me this one of these days, and I was talking to Flavia about that. Like, I feel very seasoned, I'll say, on earth, right? We've been doing everything and anything and everything. Literally, I can recall creating the human being on this spaceship, right? And I'm not even gonna get into that because that can get very weird. But anyways, I can have memories of that. That is in my DNA, in my awareness, in my consciousness. I remember creating the human body. I remember creating Earth and creating the molecules and transforming that God molecule into something else and all of that. So we've been doing this for eons. And we've played every single role we could on Earth, right? But we wanted to be here right now. And again, time doesn't exist. There's all of that good. But I'm just trying to make sense again in a human way. We wanted to be here right now because we knew we could do something to create, right? We wanted to have fun in this new era that is emerging right now, that we are creating. And we're so excited about it that we actually wanted to be born in it. All of us, that I can say for every single human being that is here. We wanted to be here. We wanted to be co-creating this in a physical way, right? But again, some of us are very old souls, I'll say, and we've been doing it for thousands and billions and gazillions of years. So there are just a few things that we have not experienced, if any, right? And again, I can say that perhaps for every single light worker on Earth, in every different way. So for me personally, the thing that I wanted to tackle in this lifetime was, I am going to bring all of that awareness into my physical body. That is the thing that I feel like I can master a little bit more. That is the thing that I feel like I can expand a little bit more. And through that, I'll just see what unravels. If it is that I'm going to get to reach different people, if it is that I'm going to get to teach people about it, if it is just because I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. But for me, that thing that I am there to do truly is to find a connection to my human body and create in the physical and allow myself to actually live life in the physical, to have pleasure in the physical, to have joy in the physical, right? And I would feel from you, Jennifer, that you would relate with that. That is one of the things, if not the most important thing you're here to do. Because again, the channeling just comes, right? The connection just comes, hearing the animals just comes, the talking to the weather just comes, you know. I know because I know you, so I'm seeing you doing all those things, like the fairydom just comes, the elven, all of it, the connection with the other realms. And again, I'm not saying that we're better than anybody, please do not understand me like that. This is our particular thing that we're here to accomplish, I'll say. And so for some people, it is like, I want to feel a better connection with my higher self. I want to feel like a deeper, and I want to see things in colors. For some people, it is like, I want to dive into meditation. Again, it can be that one single thing that we felt like, or like more like a thousand things that we felt like we wanted to master a little bit more, that we wanted to experience from a different point of view, that we wanted to create from a different perspective. That was not what Yeshua was doing in that lifetime. It was easier for him to kind of go into that knowledge of how to embody, I'll say, because again, he brought that in his palette of creation. It was easier for him to connect with that aspect of himself that was an embodied master, and just kind of integrated in a way that would make sense for him. So that's why he can't really help us with this a lot. I mean, he can tell us his experience, and he can tell us the experience of other beings, but for him it wasn't like that. So again, for him it was about a deeper connection with a collective, and the dismembering. It's like, let's say this is your challenge, right? The thing that you're here to I'm sorry, there's something in my throat. That thing that you feel like you're here to learn and to teach. Do you understand what I mean? That thing that made you come to earth again. However it is that we want to put that. For him, in that moment, was connecting with a larger collective, playing a role for them, and then finding himself and being honest and true to him, so he could surrender to his role to the point in which he would be able to choose himself without feeling guilty. That was his challenge in that lifetime. So for him, that embodiment came much, much easier, which was like connecting with his physical body, finding that connection. And he's showing me that he did that in his years in Tibet when he was learning with the monks there, that connection with the body without any other influence is what he's showing me. So he would do so many different practices to actually awaken all of his senses. And he would, and they would, and perhaps it's true to this day, they would put like your mind, your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, your aura, and your physical body, your eyes, your ears, your nose, you know, all of those things as senses as well. So he would go through all of them. And again, for him it was a little easier because he had that was not what he wanted to get caught up with, if that makes sense. So he's showing me again the practices that he would do. They would put him, or he would get into this pitch black room, right? And he would do like a practice there in that 100% black, so he could not rely on his eyes. And again, the practice goes in so many different ways, but it was so he could, let's say, focus on, what do you want? On his tactile sensations, or he could identify different smells, all of it. So basically what he's telling you is that connecting with those primal senses of your body is going to help you ground, is going to help you embody. Basically that's what it is. So finding it's like that's a great way for you to ground, for example, is to connect with the smells around you, or to find a smell, to be present in your body. So that's all that it is about for us, is to be here and allow yourself to be feeling sensations in your body as well. Because for us that have this kind of disconnection, I'll say, with the physical body, is because we feel everything in a heart space and in a mental space, in a spiritual space. So it's like the pleasure, for example, of, I'll just say, eating a candy that you like, or a fruit or something. It's like an emotional pleasure. It's a mental pleasure. But is it in your body? Do you feel pleasure in your physical body? That's what it is meant for us. And that's a practice that you can do to help you in body, because again, that's one of the things that he would do. And he's saying that Mary Magdalene would be a better person to tell us about this thing, because she also had this disconnection. Not always, of course, she mastered that, which I know we will. I have faith for us, and I know you will. But she also went through that as well, that disconnection with the body. And again, that can happen in so many different ways for so many different people. For me, I think I just brought it with me. That's the baggage that I brought for me to carry. For some people, it can be like a trauma or anything at all that can help you kind of disconnect with your body. But basically, anything you can do to help you feel sensations in your body and stay with the sensation. Don't allow yourself to just make it into an emotion, make it into a thought, make it into a spiritual thing. Stay with the sensation. That is the easiest pathway that he can help us with. But at some moment, we can bring in Mary Magdalene to talk to us more about that if other people also feel like this and would like to learn from her. And one of the things that he was showing me, by the way, about this, like today I woke up and I do have a very strong connection with the whole Yeshua thing, as you know. Like I've talked about this many, many times. And I woke up and I was just laying there and kind of feeling his presence. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna sleep a little bit more, to rest a little bit more before I start, but I couldn't sleep. So I started like meditating and going wherever it is that he wanted to take me. And this is making me think that he took me there because he wanted me to see this, not only for myself, so I could share it with other people that could resonate as well. Because one of the ways that Mary Magdalene helped herself connect with her body, so she could apply all of that mastery of that sex magic, of the alchemy that she brought to earth, through her and through Yeshua and through Sarit and many of the other kids as well. She would need to bring that into a physical way, right? She would need to make sense of that in her body, and she would need to embody that, so then she could kind of create from that place, right? And I think that that's what I want to do as well, right? I'm not going to speak for anybody else. But anyway, so he showed me a practice that she did to help her connect with her body. And I saw her just wearing like a beautiful soft dress is what it looks like, and a veil, and her face was covered as well, and she was dancing like a belly dance kind of dance that was very connected with her hips and her pelvic area. And I'm like, why am I seeing this? And he was telling me that it's because that's how she would prepare her body for sacred sexuality in any way, shape, or form, not only for sex, but for any practice with sacred sexuality, because it would loosen her hips and her pelvic floor, and it would connect her with her body, so it would bring her presence into her body. So he was showing that to me, and he was enjoying like watching her and seeing that. But the part of him that enjoyed it most was knowing that she was doing that for her. It wasn't for anyone else. It wasn't for him. It wasn't for his benefit or his attraction, but it was for her, because it was her honoring herself, her goddess body. And he would enjoy seeing her descending, kind of all of that energy that he could perceive that would be floating about in her head sometimes, because it was so much. Again, she channeled like crazy, and she would bring all that energy into her body to her womb, and she would root that in her legs and in her bones and in every part of her. So he could see that energetically and physically as well, how that was happening. Is everything okay there?
Yes.
So he showed me that she used that as a technique to embody, to feel pleasure in her body, so her body could be also relaxed enough to allow her to feel pleasure, to allow her to have fun with human life in general. So that was a practice that she would do, and she would teach also a lot of women about that, and teach that dance for other people, so they could connect with their bodies in that way as well. So it's great to release any tension, and with tension you can release any trauma with that as well. So he was showing that to me and telling me that I should do it, and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna find some place and I'm gonna pretend I'm not ashamed, and I'm gonna go and do it. You know, like I'm not. Yeah. Anyways, but I wanted to tell anyone who resonates with that, and however dense it is, it's meant to move your hips and your pelvic floor so you can loosen up and loosen up your legs as well, so you're not holding any tension in your core, you know, because your core is your center of power. We all know that in many different ways it is. So he wanted me to bring that up, and again, in another time we can bring, maybe next month we could channel Mary Magdalene. It's been a while since we channeled her, and she can bring this knowledge for us.
Let's see the next
Yes.
question. Kathy is having to leave her home of 14 years and has not found a new home. Do you or any of the other guests here today have any messages of comfort for her? This question is for Yeshua.
He's saying that they're held. That's the only message that I'm getting. They're held. There's nothing to be worried about. No one is the victim of any situation, basically, is what he's saying.
What is my grandmother's connection to Yeshua? Is there a connection to him and Queen Elena? Oh my god. There's a motorcycle.
Yes,
Very
she's
noisy.
very... Shh. Bebê, já passou já. I'm sorry. Give us a second.
Humans sometimes, and dogs.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what is my grandmother's connection to Yeshua?
I think this is a bit too personal, to be honest, for me right now, because I would need to dive into her energy, and I don't have any easier way to connect there. So I would need to dig too deep. Like, I don't have a picture, I can see her eyes. It's not her here. So it gives me a little bit of a headache here. So he's telling me to stop. So I can't answer that right now. I think it would be more appropriate for like a session or something. So then we can have her energy present with us, and then bring him and whoever wants to come through. But I did see Mother Mary. That's the first image that I saw. And that's all that I have for you, because it gives me a headache here. It's too much right now.
Yeah, she said that I've also been guided to memories of Martha and Mary. What are these
Yeah.
current downloads about? Yeah.
And most of those things, I can tell you, it's up for you to discover. He's not gonna give you, he rarely ever does that. Only when people are 100%, let's say, ready to receive, he's gonna tell you, you were Benjamin in that lifetime. You were Mother Mary in that lifetime, because that's a personal journey to get there. So he doesn't want to kind of take away from your power to do that and find that for yourself. So he like rarely ever does that for anybody.
I know that Yeshua is or was a great projector and reflector. Many people responded.
Where is this?
Many people responded with the attack, verbal and etc. in some way. How did he respond to these people who felt attacked from their beliefs or thought systems?
Yeah. The modern way to say it, he said, is he didn't have half a fuck to give, is what it was. He's saying that he could feel that way because he understood his role. He stepped into it and he was comfortable with who he was. So it was never about him. Like, their reaction was never about him and who he was and what he was doing. And his reaction was the only thing that he could control, the only thing that he had power over. And he didn't want to feel attacked. It's like that. It never felt productive to me. So I would smile and sometimes make them angrier. And he's saying that it depends on what
Thank you for your point of view.
Yeah, it's like, okay. But it depends on which time of his life, I'll say. He's saying that he got a little bit wiser, is what he's calling it, in his older age, and it was easier for him to deal with that, or at least for people to deal with that, because again, he couldn't care, basically. But when he was younger, he would kind of make people angrier about that, because literally, he's saying it was the arrogance, right? It's like, you know, it's like, I know because I feel what you feel, but that is just a reflection of you. So I'm not going to take any part in that. I'm not going to allow that to deter myself from my truth, you know, basically. He was very, or is the correct way to say it. Very focused is what I'm going to say, but that's not the correct way, because he can be like, ooh, you know, like a golden retriever sometimes. But with himself, is he saying that the point is, I knew who I was, and I believed who I was. And I trusted my mission. I trusted myself, my guidance. So I would try to de-escalate the situation if that was necessary. I had help, and Mary Magdalene, oh my God, she could just, in one sentence, she would just make the person like, stop, is what I was gonna say, because she's a great communicator. So she would help a lot, or his mom would help a lot whenever it is that he needed kind of some intervention, or not him, but the person needed intervention, because again, people could get angry. It's like, this is not true. And he's like, I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm telling you my truth. So that's the other thing that was big for him, you know, to understand in his early teen years, right? It's like, I don't want you to agree with me. I don't want you to believe in whatever it is. Like, I'm just saying my piece here, right? And if you don't resonate, that's good with us, you know. And I oh my God, I feel that in a very deep level, and I think Flavia too. It's like, in this day and age, we'll say that people are watching YouTube and doing their stuff, and like, this sucks, and then they take the energy, which I can never comprehend, the energy to go there and type this sucks and send. I'm like, if this sucks, turn it off. It's like, I don't understand. It's like, what's your point? You know, it doesn't matter what it is that the person is saying.
Else.
You have so many things to do. And that's how he felt about it. It's like, why are you here then? It's like, why did I bother you so much that you felt like you needed to come and talk to me? And he's like, it's because I know that what I'm saying is true to you, but you don't want to accept that. But I don't want you to accept that. I can't care. It's like, that's your journey. That's your thing to do. I will never be able to change how people perceive me. And he's saying that that's what it is. And again, if you choose to perceive him like this God figure, right? Is that the truth for him? It's like, yeah, because I am God, but that doesn't mean that I'm above you. That doesn't mean that I am better than you in any way. But can I convince you of that? Why would I? It's your journey. It's not about me at all. So that was his true feeling, and depending on the situation, of course, he would have a different reaction, because that's what it is. Sometimes he would be like, yeah, but okay, then let me feed this. Let me play this, you know, because the Hillel would come out. And he's like, okay, then, so if it's not true, why you're here? Why are you talking to me? It's like, because you're saying this and that. And he's like, yeah, so what? How am I offending you with my truth? He's like, because it's not correct, and it's not correct for you. And then he would, and the person would be like fuming, and that's when his mother would be like, can you not? It's like, that's not. This is not the point. Or he would just smile and agree with the person. It's like, oh, damn, you're right. Bam, it's over. It's like they do not have anything to tell you after that. But you were just saying that, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. And then it's over. Because again, it's nagging into a piece of that person that is doubting themselves, their own beliefs. And there was a part of him, and he said, I'm saying this all in good fun, but I would always feel a lot of compassion for that. A lot of compassion for how it is that you feel, and how challenging this part of your journey can be if you don't allow yourself to open up a little bit for you, for your truth, and then for changing as well. And so he would have a lot of compassion, and he would have kind words to say to people as well when that happened. But again, in his heart of hearts, I'll tell you, he was like, that's how I like it, you know, because that's the Yeshua I personally know. Você quer um beijinho, Robertinho?
Yeah.
Bonita, bonita. Stella is on the floor looking at me like, hi.
Let's see. Indira had said that she's been feeling a lot, feeling like I'm reading energy through my fingertips, and this is new for me. That is so cool.
That is really fun.
Yes. Can Yeshua speak on the actions in Ukraine, and is there a significant artifact buried there?
He's like, For some, yes. In some timelines, yes. But that has nothing to do with how people are choosing to act. Again, it's entirely their choice. Their magical sovereignty is the name of it. So he's saying, I can only watch in awe. So whatever comes shall come, because we are creating it together.
Thank you, Yeshua. Your quote that in Flavia shared today, just before the live, regarding taking our time, was just what I needed to hear at that exact moment.
He's saying,
oh, that's so good when those things happen.
He said, thank you for being open to that.
Yeah. I relate and needed to hear this message. Thank you for asking, Indira. Oh, it's so sweet.
That's amazing.
No more questions?
No more questions. Did we miss any questions? Let us know, because sometimes that happens.
It's very small, so if you see me like...
Where are your glasses, though?
They are right here, but the lights reflect on them, and it bothers me sometimes.
Sure.
I don't like wearing glasses, guys.
Great excuses. So let's talk a little bit about, he says, our blessing that we're going to have on Sunday. So first we're going to have, like we did last year, he'll very much enjoy that. So we're doing a public event on YouTube for about 30 minutes with Yeshua on Sunday. Yeah. And right before the Easter blessing, and then we're doing the blessing at 7 p.m. our time. So 1 hour after this started, right about this exact time.
Yes, it's easier.
And so this blessing is going to be a guided meditation that Yeshua is going to take you on. And I have not channeled whatever it is that he's going to do tomorrow, but from what happened last year, it was so beautiful. He's going to give you something that you want or need in that particular moment. And it will be a recording that you can have. So whenever it is that you want to, let's say, get something else, get a different blessing, you'll be able to do that as well. But he will guide us in the meditation, and he will do his own blessing. And I've also channeled a channeled message that is special for this group that is going to participate in the Easter blessing, that you're going to receive in a PDF, with a water and crystal charging template. And I wanted to explain a little bit about what the water and crystal charging templates are. They are, have you seen people charging crystals with sacred geometry underneath? It's like you print a sacred geometry and you place your crystals on it, because it empowers the whatever intention it is that you had for those crystals, or the water or whatever. So we do that, but we bring light language, and we bring like sometimes specific intentions that are already imprinted in the art. And sometimes, like it's going to be this time, it's the energy of Yeshua that you're going to be getting, you know. So you will infuse your water with his energy so you can drink it. So it's going to manifest in different ways for different people, you know, however it is. But it's his blessing and his essence that is in the art. And that is one of the ways that I channel, and Flavia too. We channel through art. So we bring his essence, we'll say, his energy, and I've drawn this water charging template, and you print it, and you can put your crystals on it, you can put your water on it. I'm calling it water and crystal charging, but you can charge anything. You can charge gifts that you give to other people, food that you eat, perhaps like remedies or herbs or drugs, you know, anything that you want, like healing on. you can charge basically anything, like your jewelry, anything at all, like metals, things like that work, like the energy works faster, I would say. And again, on the PDF, you'll receive like a little message on how to use the charging templates. But I just wanted to explain a little bit, because I gather that some people don't understand how it works. So for us, sometimes we use them just to charge the water, and we either drink the water or we put the water in the bath, we give the water to Stella and things like that.
Yes.
But you can charge literally anything. You can charge yourself with it, just sit on it literally, and that's going to do it. Put it under your bed, for example, or if you are meditating, you can have it on your pockets, and however it is that you want to work with it. It's very versatile. So this is one of the things that you get from this package, I'll say. But we do have many other ones that have specific intentions on our Etsy store. There's one for abundance, one for grounding, self-love, sexual healing, and many other different things. And that's how you're supposed to kind of work with this offer that we bring. And the same would go, I would say to you, the same would go for any other art that we've ever shared, because of the light language and the energy that comes from the being. So this is a new art that I drew from Yeshua that is special for Easter. And every time we have like every time that we have something special for Yeshua, he wants me to draw him again. He wants to be my muse and he wants to pose, and I let him because why not? So this image with the light language, and it's very subtle light language in the background, is on our Etsy as well, 50% off. And here is Grandmother Anna that showed up for the first time to be drawn, and I thought it was amazing. She's so pretty. What is happening, Stella? What are you eating? You think she threw up a little bit?
Yeah, like a fluxozinho.
Yes. Anyhow, I think she's fine.
Yeah, I think she's hot.
Yes. There's a lot of energy going on, and we've been feeling nauseous, and she feels it with us all the time. Not great. But anyways, so we have new art coming up on Etsy all the time.
Yeah.
I can tell you we're going to have new ones showing up tomorrow, because we're doing an initiation with Anubis and his consort, is what he calls her, his twin flame Anput. And I drew both of them, and I redrew Anubis. I know I've done him before, but I've drawn him again with my improved technique, is what I'm gonna call it, because it keeps, you keep just creating different things. And so we're gonna have both of them and them together as an art as well. But anyways, so we have these two, and all of them, right? All of the digital art is with 50% off with I forgot putting the code here.
50 party 613.
Yes. So all of it is 50% off. And it's the first time that I was gonna say that Grandmother Anna showed up to be drawn, and she looks so freaking sweet, and she's such a powerhouse, and her message is really, really good. So all of them tend to have either a blessing, which would be read like a prayer. You can read it for yourself, like an affirmation or an invocation, or a channeled message from them to you. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to have Anubis and Anput, and probably Archangel Michael as well, which we already have ready, and he will be the channeling for tier 6.
Yes.
That is going to be next week. Is that what it is?
Monday?
When is it? I forgot when it is, but it's next week.
Oh yeah, on the 23rd.
Yes. So we're channeling Archangel Michael, and I also drew a portrait of him, which is he is so fucking powerful.
Tomorrow it's going to be Anubis and Input, but probably the others and all of the new ones one at a day.
One every day?
One every day, yeah, because we are trying something new with Etsy. So if you want to be notified of when we post things or when there are sales and everything, you can favorite the shop.
Yes.
And they notify you, so it's easier. But we also post about it. But it's going to be like one every day or almost every day. on your art for the whole month. And there is 50% off, so for the whole month.
Yes. So
It's a deal.
I can probably tell you some of them that I felt really inspired the
there's
last
so
few
many
days. We
cool
have so
ones.
many. So we have Archangel Michael, we have Ascended Master Hilarion, we have Kuan Yin, that was highly requested, and my gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
We also have Lakshmi and a lot of galactic friends is what I'm gonna call them. Alien friends from so many different places, and I'm still to channel all of their channeled messages actually, but a lot of different new things. Am I forgetting someone?
The spirit guides. There is one with a lot of green. What else? Spirit guides and spirit animals. But there's
Spirit animals.
There's a one with a lot of green in it.
That's Hilarion.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
also Morgan Le Fay.
Yes.
She's gorgeous. Many beings. So we're bringing. Stop, Flavia. That's how I was when I was thinking about Anubis earlier. It's like I was seeing him again.
So
like,
pretty.
My God, how is he so freaking handsome?
Yeah.
It's like so hot. Anyways, not relevant. But tomorrow we have an initiation with our Magdalena's group in our tier 3.
Yes.
And it will be our third initiation in sacred sexuality. And Anubis and Anput will guide us there. So that will be so much fun. And I wanted you to have their portrait so you can relate better with their image, at least how they come through for me.
Yeah.
But we'll share that tomorrow. And again, all of it is 50% off. If perhaps someone can write it down on chat so other people, it's 50 party 613. All caps.
50.
The short arms. The short arms. That's Yeshua making fun of you.
You don't say.
And again, And again, thank you, Indira.
Thank you.
And again, we have a channeling with Yeshua and then the blessing. There's still time to join. The link is in the description of the video.
Yes.
To join. Yes. So you can.
Of today. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. Yes, because I.
It's okay. We can put it
but I
there
think it
later.
is. I think
and
I
there's
put
the post as well.
I think I put the discount code as well. I just remembered. It's also in the description. The link to the Etsy store. It's also in the description.
Yes. And you can join us for the You're Very Welcome, Yeshua says. And last year it was very beautiful. Oh my God, they're so gorgeous. Oh, stop this. How is he so pretty?
Do you want a sneak peek?
And he makes me just a little bit fast.
Just a little bit?
The two of them together.
Okay.
Just fast, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Again, just a little bit. That's enough. Anyways, we'll post that tomorrow.
Yes.
And
I was just trying to see if there, because I am remembering one.
I feel like I'm forgetting someone actually. Oh,
yeah.
Artemis. How do you call her?
Isn't it? I thought it was
Joan of Arc.
Yes.
Yes, I know you thought because they are the same person. But this is Artemis.
No, so
Stop
I can't
with
show. I'm wanting to give you guys spoilers, and she doesn't let me.
No.
Oh, there are so many.
We have Syrian beings, Andromedans, Lyran felines, like the first. Oh meu Deus, como você é linda! I should draw Stella because she's so pretty. And a little update on everyone that got their angelic aspects. I've sent out some, and some I am waiting on their channeled messages. That's what I do. Sometimes I draw them, and then they come later with their message whenever it is that the person they are receiving is kind of ready for that energy. So whoever got that, I'm just waiting. I have all of them also drawn already. I'm just waiting for them to come through and knock on my door like, can I give you the message?
It's usually like that, right? The drawing comes really fast.
Yes.
And then we need to wait for
the message. Yes. Because they just sit there in pose, and I tend to like, okay, give me your eyes. I don't want to draw them at an angle or something, because I want you to be able to look into their eyes as you're doing that. But anyways, so I think that's it for today, right, Yeshi? Yes. He's gonna be back on Sunday for everyone on YouTube, and also for the blessing later. And again, if you want to join, the link is in the description. Yes. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for our initiation. Yay! Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow
very soon. Bye.